All right, so a pretty crazy video I found, and we're going to be looking into it, and I'm going to be giving my own thoughts. But this was Terraform Labs, the Quan's interview, and it's a really, really niche one. It's an exclusive interview given by CoinDesk, so that's pretty insane. And this was one of the Quan's last interviews, and he gives his own opinion on crypto regulation. So if you guys want more content like this, be sure to smash that like button. And I'll keep you guys updated with more news. But there's so much we got to talk about, right? So there's going to be so many things in this. But if you guys want to know more, let me know down in the comments below.
According to CoinDesk data. Joining us now to discuss is its creator and one of this year's CoinDesk most influential, Terraform Labs founder and CEO, Do Kwon, based out in South Korea. Welcome, Do. Great to have you on the show. Maybe you could start off by explaining.
This was when Terra was $70. Can you believe it? Can you believe how many people would want to sell their Terra right now, Terra Classic, for $70? They would just sell 5 Terra. If they would do that, it just would be insane, but it's just not the same thing right now. Nobody foresaw what was about to happen right now. Like, it was a $76 high, even went up to $120. Like, it was a $69 24-hour low. And, you know, even an all-time high was $78. So, like, people, it gave them 10,000, even more returns, but here it said 10,500% returns. Total supply was 853 million. Max supply was 1 billion. So right now the supply is in trillions. So we got to burn a lot. And the total volume was actually 3 billion, which is pretty insane if you ask me. But everything went downhill from here. It went downhill when the bear market came in. And, you know, this was one of the last interviews.
What Terraform Labs is for those who don't know out there, and perhaps go over
currencies and Luna, which is a staking asset in the network. And the stablecoins find their peg against their various fiat currencies by allowing swaps between the Terra stablecoin and the Luna native staking currency.
All right, so an algorithmic stablecoin. So Terra has created a whole host of tokens to support the ecosystem, including Anchor, which is a lending product. Luna, you mentioned staking. Mirror as well, which is a synthetic asset that mirrors real-world assets like stocks, ETFs, and such. Now, Mirror protocol has caught the attention of the SEC. The SEC publicly served you at Messari's mainnet conference this year. Can you explain what happened?
Yeah, just somebody handed me like a packet of paper right before I had to go on stage, and I did. And then after speaking at the conference, there's stuff out on Twitter, and people talking about like people getting served, and that's when we realized that the SEC gave us a packet of paper that was supposed to mean something.
Yeah.
So he's talking about the crypto regulation, and nobody's expected what was about to happen here. We skip a few months forward. Here's Luna is the 10th largest cryptocurrency with a market cap of almost 63 billion. Crazy. Now it's not even 1 billion.
Actors with market incentives to perform price stabilizing arbitrage. If a major crisis came along, that could potentially destabilize those assumptions. Does that make Terra Luna vulnerable?
Well, I mean, the same argument could apply to any currency regime. So for the same reason, would you deprive developing countries of the ability to have, sovereign monetary policy? And I think the answer is no. And I think the decentralized economy, as codified by DeFi and various different blockchains, have, deserve to have their own sovereign decentralized currency. So what we like to tell people is that a decentralized economy requires decentralized money. And I don't think that decentralized money is going to be Circle. It's not going to be Tether, because if you can hold hostage the underlying bank deposits of these centralized stablecoins, then it defeats of DeFi altogether.
Right now, Terra is the most used coin, while Luna is worth below 1 cent. So it's pretty insane how 6 months forward, what exactly happens with the crypto market. It basically triggered a whole set of events.
So it stands to reason that you need a censorship-resistant type of money that is unbiased, cannot be seized by regulators, cannot be manipulated with, cannot be tempered. And currently, right now, the clear market leader for that is Terra USD, the only decentralized stablecoin in the market.
Well, in all fairness, you can't see.
So Terra Luna, the only decentralized stablecoin, did not live up to the standards, and a lot of people are asking what's next for Luna Classic and what's next for Luna 2.0.
Assets that don't exist. So let's not, But anyway, getting back to decentralization, how do you see Terraform Labs decentralizing ultimately? Like, how do you have a roadmap for how that's going to go full on?
I mean, no, that question doesn't make sense. Like, Terraform Labs as a legal entity doesn't need to decentralize. What needs to decentralize is the Terra network. And today, every single day it's becoming more decentralized, right? So we don't run any nodes in the network, right? No, I am Asian, as you can see, in terms of how the global discord around public policy is shaped, not specifically the public policy of one nation.
And how would you see that shaping?
Global treatment around crypto?
Sure.
Well, I think, one of the things that I believe in is that crypto is one of the best movements that has ever happened to the internet.
So that's definitely true. Crypto was pretty amazing. It's just very, very unfortunate that this stablecoin could not survive. So what happens next with Terra Luna Classic? Nobody is sure. Imagine, we have been proposing a huge burn. Maybe it will happen, maybe it won't. It also depends on Binance's burn. If they decide themselves, out of their own goodwill, if they want to burn Terra Luna Classic. Now, Luna 2.0 has already been announced that a lot of these developers will keep working on Luna 2.0 as the Quan is facing a lot of issues.
Fungible assets like Bitcoin, fungible assets like Luna, fungible assets like Solana, whereby true property rights have been able to be enforced on the internet.
So this is just an amazing interview by CoinDesk, because if we didn't have this, we wouldn't have a look of inside of what the Quan was thinking before. And if you look at just, before, when the tokens were max 1 billion supply, if we can get a huge burn on that, that would be amazing. Like, we could get Terra back to at least $30 again or something, or maybe $1. But max supply of 1 billion is going to be impossible nowadays. If we can get back to 1 trillion, 1 cent is possible. But imagine if we can get under 1 trillion, that would be amazing. And maybe one day we could be getting back to $1 per Terra. Are we going to be getting 1 billion ever in the history of Terra? Probably not. So $1 is going to be pretty hard. But is 1 cent possible? I mean, yeah, for sure. Because if you can burn so and so much, then it can definitely happen. But until next time, be sure to smash that like button. I'll keep you guys up with more news. Peace, everyone.